All right, and we are live, so we have to actually pretend like we like each other now.
Oh no.
To anyone tuning in, thank you so much for joining us. I am John-micah. This is my music room, but I'm not alone today, and I'm so excited to be joined by Rose Van Dyne. Rose, you've been basically gallivanting all over the country performing before the current crisis hit. Do you want to tell us anything about what you were doing before we were all trapped at home?
Yeah, sure. Well, the first thing I want to say is how we know each other because
Yes.
John Mike and I have been friends since the third grade or fourth grade,
Yeah.
something around there. And we participated together in Centennial Children's Chorus, led by Peggy Rosenkrantz and then Sherry McElfresh. And I can't speak for you, John Micah, but for me, that was such like a transformative experience in terms of like musicality and reading sheet music and just like
It's
developing a
very
love
true.
for it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we met then and we continued collaborating even past CCC graduation. And I studied musical theater and piano at UNC in Greeley. And after that, I moved to New York City to be an actor and pianist music director. Um, since I moved, I've been lucky enough to work both in New York State, as well as I spent 9 months at the Oregon Shakespeare Festival, understudying two shows, 4 roles. And then most recently, I was working in Minneapolis, where I was world premiering a show called Interstate, which I was really, really passionate about. So unfortunately, I was there when the pandemic began and we had to close a little bit early and go back to New York. And then now I'm back in Colorado. So it's just been a whirlwind of 2 years all across the
Hasn't it
country.
been? That is very true. Well, we got four pieces up on the docket for today. Two of them actually are by Jason Robert Brown, but the first one is from Songs for a New World. I'm Not Afraid of Anything. I love that collection. Could you talk to us a little bit about how I'm Not Afraid of Anything sort of fits in with that show?
Yeah, Songs for a New World is a really different kind of piece than most musical theater shows because it doesn't have a specific narrative through line. So in a way, it's kind of like a jukebox musical, where they take really popular songs and kind of put them all together. Usually, when directors choose to have this show, they create their own through line and put the actors in different scenarios so that the audience can imagine some kind of relationship forming throughout. Um, but Songs for a New World is similar in that way. It's a collection of songs that Jason Robert Brown wrote, some of which are like some of my favorite pieces that he's ever written. So I'm Not Afraid of Anything. To me, of course, by the title, just shows like a sense of freedom and a yearning for what else is out there, what else can be discovered, and then of course the reality of the fact that we're all human and it's impossible to not be afraid of some things. And so it's always a balance between the two. That's what the song means to me.
Yeah, for sure. That's beautiful. I would not have been able to put it that poetically. Uh, the next one is somewhat different from a musical that sweat. When did it come out? 3 years ago? 4 years ago now? Natasha Pierre and the
Oh,
Great
Natasha
Comet
Pierre.
of 1812.
Yes, that is a crazy show. That was an off Broadway show. Yeah, the full title Natasha Pierre and the Great Comet of 1812. It's like, you're in for a doozy if you go to see that show.
Yeah, it's very
Um,
loosely based on War and Peace by Leo Tolstoy, but playing very fast and loose with the plot points thereof.
Quite loose, I would say.
The song that we're going to do, "No One Else," is of course one of the cheerier songs in some ways, although of course with a tinge of sadness as we realize what's going on near the end. Do you want to talk to us maybe a little bit about that what that song is about at that point?
Yeah, absolutely. The song, yeah, I think you said, it was very, it's like melancholy, as a lot of the music in the show is. So this song comes near the beginning, and this role of Natasha was originated by Philippa Sue, who is, I've been a long time admirer of hers, of course, because she is a half Asian American theater artist pursuing things that I want to be pursuing. And so that is what originally drew me to this show. And then I stayed for the incredible music. Um, But this particular song is a love song of yearning and wanting for her husband who has gone to war. But you kind of hear through the lyrics throughout the song that things are not always as they seem to be. And she's kind of lost in her own mind, and you wonder, is the love that she had real, or is she just imagining it because she has so much naivete that she wants it so badly. So yeah, a really beautiful, bittersweet song.
Yeah, for sure. And then our third one is another Jason Robert Brown hit. Although I knew nothing about Bridges of Madison County before you brought it up to me. I don't think I'd actually even ever heard of it. But do you want to say a little bit? So this is the closing number. Am I correct of that show?
Yeah. In the actual show, it's like a duet, and then the whole ensemble comes in. Of course, I just did it as a solo for this circumstance. But yeah, I hadn't heard of it until it was a musical, but actually it was a book and a movie, and I still hadn't heard of it. So when I tell older people, oh, do you know the show Bridges of Madison County? They go, oh, but I've seen the movie. And I'm like, what are you talking about? I think Meryl Streep is in it. Someone really famous. I still haven't seen it, but I think the music is really, really great. Kelly O'Hara originated this role on Broadway, who is just so famous for having a beautiful lilting soprano voice. The character that I'm singing is an Italian refugee that came to the United States by marrying a U.S. soldier and then worked on a farm in Iowa, I believe, with her husband and her kids. And she meets this new person that's come into her life, a wandering photographer. And all of a sudden, this like passionate love that she's never known in her entire life blossoms. And she's kind of deciding what's more important to her, the life that she has built with her husband and her children, even if originally she didn't love him the way that she did when she met this new person just for 3 days. So she's kind of trying to figure out what she wants to do, and also what love and responsibility mean to her.
Jason does not shy away from those tough questions, does he?
He really doesn't.
And then, of course, our last piece requires zero introduction. Defying Gravity from Wicked. Honestly, at that point, I feel like if you haven't heard that piece by now, you have somehow succeeded in an amazing feat. But I'm so excited the version we're bringing, transcribing that for piano is especially fun for me because it's such a big orchestral number, and so it's just a question of how many notes can I sweep in there in those few minutes. So that's what we've got on the docket. Without any further delay, let's get this music started, and yeah, we'll have a great time.
Great, I'm excited. Jenny's afraid of water. I mean, she swims so well, but still she's afraid of water. So she won't go near the sea. Not me. And Katie's afraid of darkness. I mean, she sleeps and all, but still she's afraid of darkness. So when the lights are out, she has to hold my hand. I don't understand. I'm not afraid of anything, be it mountains, water, dragons, dark or sky. I'm not afraid of anything. Tell me where's the challenge if you never try. So watch me fly. I'm not afraid. Daddy's afraid of babies. I mean, he got through me, but now he's afraid of babies. Guess he's scared of what they'll be. Not me. And Mama's afraid of crying. You know, she tries to hold it in, but she's afraid of crying. And she can look at you with tears stuck in her eye, and I don't know why. I'm not afraid of anyone, be it would give up what they want without a trial. Another mile, I'm not afraid. And I hear the calling of adventure, and I hear the ringing in my ear. The lights are glaring, trumpets blaring, I'm right here. And I hear the calling of tomorrow, and I feel the stirring in my bones. And David loves me, he's afraid to hold me. Listen to the calling of excitement. Can you feel the pounding in my heart? The lights are ready, pulse is steady, I can start. Never stop the calling of the challenge, blessing of the water and the stones. And David loves me, he's afraid to tell me. David loves me, he's afraid to trust me. He's afraid to hold me, and he'll always be. He's afraid of me, and I'm not afraid of anyone. I am sure to win with anyone at all. I'm not afraid of anyone. Not a soul alive who could get behind this wall. So let them call and watch them fall. 'Cause after all, I'm not afraid. First time I heard your voice, moonlight burst into the room, and I saw your eyes, and I saw your smile, and the world opened wide, and the world was inside of me, and I catch my breath, and I laugh and blush, and I hear guitars. You are so good for me. I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. Oh, the moon. Oh, the snow in the moonlight, and your childlike eyes and your distant smile. I'll never be this happy again, you and I, and no one else. We've done this all before. We were angels once, don't you remember? Joy and life inside our souls, and nobody knows, just you and me. It's our secret. This winter sky, how can anyone sleep? There was never such a night before. I feel like putting my arms around my knees and squeezing tight as possible and flying away.
You and I, you and no one else. Maybe he'll come today. Maybe he came already, and he's sitting in the drawing room, and I simply forgot. You could have driven into someone else's driveway. You could have tried to find the bridge another day. I could have gone off to the fair, or locked the door, or washed my hair, and in a way that would be better. We could have chosen to ignore what we were feeling. We could have prayed to make the wanting go away. But what we did is that we loved, and love is always better. I could have gone with you and left behind the cornfields. I could have seen a world like none I'd ever known. I could have tied my dreams to yours and slept beside you on the moors. And who can say that might be better? I could have not been where my children turned for answers, and never seen what they've become now that they've grown. But what I did is that I loved, and love is always better. It is high, it is insane to place one love above another. But what a choice, and what a gift, and what a blessing. I could have never known that love like this existed. But then you kissed me and you left, and then I knew. But what is true is that we loved, and that I loved, and that I love, and I will always love. And love is always better. Something has changed within me. Something is not the same. I'm through with playing by the rules too late to go back to sleep. It's time to trust my instincts, close my eyes, and leap. It's time to try defying gravity. I think I'll try defying gravity, and you can't pull me down. I'm through accepting limits, 'cause someone says they're so. Some things I cannot change, but till I try, I'll never know. Too long I've been afraid of losing love. I guess I've lost. Well, if that's love, it comes at much too high a cost. I'd sooner buy defying gravity. Kiss me goodbye. I'm defying gravity, and you can't pull me down. Unlimited. My future is unlimited. And I've just had a vision, almost like a prophecy. I know it sounds truly crazy, and true, the vision's hazy, but I swear someday I'll fly so high. Kiss me goodbye. So if you can't find me, look to the western sky. As someone told me lately, everyone deserves a chance to fly. And if I'm flying solo, at least I'm flying free. To those who ground me, take a message back from me. Tell them I am defying gravity. I'm flying high, defying gravity, and soon I'll match them in renown. And nobody in all of us, no wizard that there is or was, is ever gonna bring me down. Bring me down. Oh.
All right, and that is how it's done. Thank you so much for being here, Rose, and thank you so much for doing this with me. This is so much more fun with a partner in crime than it is alone.
I love singing and working with you, John-micah. I feel like we're kindred spirits because we're both singers and pianists, and so happy to do anything and everything with you. Forever.
Likewise. Well, I'm sure I will rope you into something in the not too distant future, whether it's another one of these or something else. But until then, I hope that you take care and stay safe with everything going on.
Thank you. You too. And tell your family hello and happy Father's Day.
Will do. To everybody else watching, thank you so much for joining. If you're new to the channel, I do stream music, not quite this fantastic, but still some music every evening at 6 o'clock Mountain Time. Make sure you subscribe to the channel to keep up with notifications about that. And stay safe. Take care. I'll see you tomorrow.
Bye.